Alright guys, I think I really am falling in love with the R1M. Look at that, what is that on my glove? Who knows? Might be some cat hair from my adorable little fluffy cat. I'll put up a picture right here for you, why not? Anyways, I am very much falling in love with this motorcycle. I wanted to talk today about what my next motorcycle may be. I'm in a bit of a crossroads. So I wanted to talk about how I'm really falling in love with the R1M, how I may get something like this for myself, the experiences I had throughout this year. So if you've been looking forward to a personal Yam vlog, wow, you've come to the right place. Let's go ahead and start the beast up, shall we?
With a 998cc cross-plane inline 4, the R1M is truly unique in its category. The big bang exhaust sound is unlike anything you've experienced, and if you want to start this thing up every day in your driveway, well, you got to head over to yamnoob.co and get entered to win this giveaway R1M. For a limited time, we're doing $1 equals 20x entries to win. You are not going to want to miss this incredible promotion, and time is running out. At the end of the year, the entries for this will wrap up, and you will no longer have the chance to win. So make sure you get your chances locked and loaded, because the R1M is going to get given to one of you guys out there watching right now.
It just never gets old. Sounds so juicy, so sweet. All right, let's head out, shall we? I have not ridden something this fast in a minute, at least a few weeks, which is a long time for a motorcyclist. It's so good. Alright, let me talk you guys through what I'm thinking. Alright, so 2023, fantastic year for your sweet Yam. It's been a ton of fun. I got to ride so many great bikes. I got to really enjoy so many cool bikes. And the ones that really stuck out to me, obviously the Ducati V4R. Man, what a superlative bike. That made a very, very, very powerful impression on me. The KTM RC8C also, that left a very, very strong impression on your sweet Papa Yam. Oh my God! And this R1M did as well. And I realized the bikes that are leaving a strong impression on me are these top shelf motorcycles. As many of you know, I really, really love riding on track. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love going out, tearing up lap times, having some fun. I was doing some Endurance Ninja 400 club racing as well. I feel like I have a pretty strong skill set on track. Am I the fastest dude ever on the track? No, guys, of course not. I am but a humble amateur club racer. Not really, you know, a very powerful club racer at that. So, to me, what I'd like to do is, hey, why don't I keep the little Ninja 400? I'll use that as my racing tool, continue endurance racing, having some fun. And then, when I'm just doing track days and kind of goofing around, man, this thing's a missile. When I'm doing track days and kind of just having some fun, you could pick up something like an R1M, a V4R, an RC8C, right? I mean, it makes a lot of sense. As a training tool, as a fun track day toy, those are definitely bikes I've really enjoyed. However, there's the flip side of this equation. I have been doing so many track days and really getting back into that swing of things this year. Like, I've really progressed a lot. I did the Yamaha Racer Only program. I really feel like I leveled up quite a bit, honestly. It's been a pretty cool progression to see my lap times coming down, my form getting better. I feel like I've really developed quite the skill set, but I'll be perfectly honest, I've kind of missed riding on the road as much as I used to. As some of you might know, I picked up a Porsche 911. Really enjoying that car. It's been a long time since I've had something fun on four wheels, And it brought back this sense to me that you don't have to go balls out all the time. And guys, look, I turned 31 this year. I'm turning 32 next year. I genuinely am starting to get some grays in my hair, which is quite interesting. That's a new one for me. And it's not to say that I don't want to be a fast boy anymore. I really do. I mean, the feeling of doing this, it doesn't get old. It's still quite fun, but I've really noticed that I'm kind of missing and lacking the... Ooh, Jesus. That was almost a wreck. I'm really noticing the feeling that I'm lacking, you know, putting on some road miles. And so, in terms of road bikes, road motorcycles rather, not bicycles, even though I really do love doing that too, I've got my Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled, and that is it. That is my only road-ready motorcycle that I own. Everything else is just some busted-up piece of crap, like my broken Turbo Busa, or race bikes, or off-road only bikes. That's it. I don't have anything that is ready to ride on road other than the sled. And so part of me is, I have this weird, you guys are gonna make fun of me because it's such like a dad mode thing to think, but I just have this feeling of like, dang, it would be so sweet to get like a sport touring bike. Honestly, that's what I've been thinking about lately. I've been looking at Tracer 9 GTs. I really love the vibe of that bike. Maybe even something like the Desert X. Maybe I just make that lateral upgrade, that slight, no, it's not really a ladder, it's a much better motorcycle. But you just go for that, you know, more adventure-oriented motorcycle, even though the reason I want a sport touring bike is because I have no off-road riding to do here in Texas, and I don't even like riding off-road. So for me, I think it actually would make a lot of sense to just, you know, get a nice sport touring bike. I could spend weekends out in the hills. We have some awesome roads around here in Central Texas, all on-road. And so part of me is like, do I just want to go sport touring dad mode life? Like, is that what I want? Because a naked bike really, well, then here's the problem with that, right? Then I started thinking about it, I'm like, well, wouldn't it be cool to just maybe get like a Street Triple 765 RS? You know, a really dialed in, fun, everyday usable sport bike. Could even get something like a Triumph Speed Triple 1200RR. I adored that motorcycle. I had so much fun with that bike. Really enjoyed that, both on street and on track. So maybe that could be my kind of like, you know, bike that I go on road with and have some fun with on a big weekend trip or something. But that's kind of where I'm at lately. But the more I ride this R1M, the more I do end up falling in love with it, though. And I don't know, it's kind of like the motorcyclist's heart is not a box. It expands with the more bikes and love you fill it with. You don't have to box yourself into something. And I've often said that a 3 or 4 bike stable is often the ideal solution, because then you get to sample stuff and try stuff. So that may end up being what I end up doing. Maybe I just get like maybe I got a sport touring bike in the stable. I could keep the sled. Maybe I get a sweet ass track day toy like this R1M. But then I'm like, I already have my Daytona, and I love my Daytona, and that basically is a track day toy. And it's just so difficult to pick what bike you want to roll with. But I also feel like I'm kind of overdue to get something new and try something new out for myself personally. I'm quite spoiled because I get so many of these giveaway bikes, and I do get to spend time with them, and I, in a way, feel like I've gotten such a broad ownership experience with so many different bikes. I feel like I've gotten to sample and try out so many different machines, in that I feel like I'm now very equipped to understand what kind of motorcycling I really want to do. And I do think the motorcycling I want to do most is track day stuff. I love going fast, but I do miss going on street, man. I do miss doing like a big long street ride, you know, going out for a weekend. That is so nice. I haven't done that in years. All my riding is just either on a racetrack at full pin or just like around town. I have hardly done like long distance, big adventure sort of stuff. It's almost virtually all been, you know, around town, especially this year. I feel like other than the trips that I took, like when I went to India and the Himalayas, and then some other trips I took, most of the riding that I've been doing is just kind of like around town, out in the hills, come back, out and back sort of stuff, you know? It's also the style of motorcycling that I have become the least acquainted with. I have very good core competencies in racing and track days, off-road riding to an extent, even though I'm not doing it anymore. But the long-distance touring thing, never really done it. Always been a bit of a question mark for me in my motorcycling journey. Listen to that thing, man. How could you not want this exhaust sound in your life all the time? I will tell you what though, as cool as the R1M is, I really wouldn't want to own one just on the street just to goof around with. That's certainly, if I got an R1M, and I am falling in love with this bike, if I got one, it would be an absolute dedicated track day toy. I would totally strip it of all the street parts and all the crap that's on it, and I would 100% just run it as a dedicated track bike. I will say, since I'm giving away the H2 and have given it away technically by the time this video comes out, and I don't have my Turbo Busa, I do kind of miss having a highway monster bike. That was really fun when I had the Turbo Busa and I could just take it out and just go do ridiculous speed runs with it. It's not the safest thing in the world, but it was a ton of fun to be able to do that with it. The R1 gives me a little bit of that too, so would I want an R1M that I basically only track? It's tough. It's fun having big power when you're in America. You can do a lot with this, man. Oh, it looks like I got low fuel. Should stop for some gas. You never know with the R1. Oh, watch me get freaking stranded on this thing. Well, guys, if I get stranded, I'll turn on the GoPro. But anyways, thanks so much for checking out today's video. Let me know your thoughts on my predicament down below. And I will catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Keep watching, Amy, now!